Welcome back, you lot. Where have you been? I say welcome back. There's only one of us here, really. Mark's here behind the camera, but he's not been very well, poor fella.
No, I'm still not good.
Still not right. Mind you, we haven't been right anyway.
No, so I don't really want to be in front of the camera. I'll stay behind it.
Yeah, I don't want to catch it.
I'll keep well away.
Now, I haven't done as much as I wanted to do over Christmas, but we have been busy. We have done
turkey, I suppose, haven't you?
Sorry?
Eating turkey.
I have been eating turkey. Went up to see my sister in Scotland, which was very nice. Hello, Sonia. And Michael, because you were there as well. You remember Jock, who did a load of welding for us? He was there as well. But basically, I've changed my mind on the extinguisher, so then I've ended up changing all the pipe work apart from the bit where it comes through. I've got the wiring loom through for the extinguisher and everything that goes into the scuttle on the front. So on this scuttle bit, it's all run around. So that scuttle's ready to go back in now, really. The dash probably will be able to go in next week. I've bought a new footplate for the passenger side, if we do passenger rides and all that sort of thing. And I've changed the position of the extinguisher. But there's something we need to discuss there. I fabbed a little easy reach switch panel up, because I didn't know I was going to do that near the gear stick or put it in the where the radio goes, but because obviously I'm strapped in, I won't be able to reach it, you know, so if you need to. So I've made a little quick access.
Because you're all pulled in pretty tight, aren't you?
Yeah, because it will be back, and the seat will be back a little bit further, and we've got to talk about that as well, because I've got some aluminium to make a spacer up. I want to try and show more stuff that we're making as well, if we can, because really these last sort of 3 episodes we just sort of talked about stuff and shown stuff. We haven't actually shown us building anything, and that's, you know, it's not the idea really, is it? So that's basically it. So we just go through what I've done and where we're going, and I think that's sort of it really. When we sort of discuss what's gone on in the car and bits and pieces. What do you reckon to that, Mark?
Yeah, what do you want to start with?
I don't know. Extinguisher, I suppose. No, a little switch panel we can.
Oh, let's look at the switch panel.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me get out.
You getting out?
Yeah. Right, several little things. I've made that little quick access switch panel up because there's a bracket there that there's a console that fitted to, screwed to, it all goes through the handbrake and everything. So I've made a little bracket up so it's screwed on the side of that to hold it all nice and steady. I've used a stud that was already there for the nut, and then I've put a riv nut in there for this. I can't think what they call them now. This particular bolt, and then but I'm going to cut down that bracket along that line there. Basically all that was a bit of 1.5mm aluminium, and I just literally bent it in the vise at an angle, and then made a bracket up to go on the back and just bolted it on there. But I can take it off if you like, show you what I've done.
Yeah. Why are you going to cut it then?
Because it's just too thick. It just looks too thick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it just looks too thick, and it doesn't quite look straight on there actually, but yeah, so I'm just going to cut that down.
I don't know. I mean, I look thick, but I'm...
No, you do lovely. So then that's just going to be etch primed and satin blacked, but I think I've got enough room on it to... I'm thinking about putting a horn switch on it as well for the... I reckon there's enough room on there to get the horn in there as well. And then
what about the light switch though? For the lights underneath the
night
rider lights.
No, yeah, well I can do that. I can do that another way. So that's, yeah. And then I'm going to make a little bracket up so then that sits pre-held of that wiring, because it can only go like that because it comes out the bottom of the kill switch for the extinguisher. So I'm going to make another little bracket up for the lap timer. So the lap timer can go there, and then it gives enough room for the horn probably down there, and then I'll put the sticker for the emergency cut-off.
And what's the blue push button?
That's the electric cut-off.
Right.
So it's electric cut-off and the thingy, because that has a little triangle.
What, engine cut-off?
That's the engine cut-off, yeah, and that's the extinguisher.
And there's a switch on the side of that as well, isn't there? Like an off and on switch.
Yeah,
which is for testing stuff, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then I should make a little bracket up so that sits pre-held, so then that can go over that wire then. Do you see what I mean?
Right.
So I'll bump it off. So do you want me to take that off, show you where I made it?
Yeah.
We get Allen key set, and then we whip that. Need to 10mm spanner as well.
And it was just a bit of metal plate that you had kicking around, was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. And, but by the time it's all, because I've got to etch prime it, so if I etch prime it and then paint it satin black, that'll look quite smart, I reckon. 10mm? Yeah.
Etch prime it, what you mean, just so the paint,
etch paint,
so the paint stays on it?
Sticks to it because it's aluminium. You need to etch prime aluminium.
Right.
So, yeah, so just take that off. But I'm going to I've bought some dome nuts for that, so then it covers up the tip of that. So
you say you bought some donuts?
Dome nuts, you don't know, you're the donut.
Oh, when you said earlier you bought donuts, I thought you meant like, you know,
no, dome
jam
nuts
with sugar on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit disappointing now, isn't it?
Yeah. Such is life, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just take that off there. What size is that one? I think that's a 4, that one. Is it a 4 or a 5? It is a 4. So take that one out there.
So you just sort of test fitted it.
Yeah, it's just.
And then you got to take it off so you can etch it and put it
prime it and paint it. And
it'll look nice when it's done.
I think it'll look alright when it's done. It looks a bit iffy at the moment because obviously it's brushed aluminium at the moment, and don't.
Oh, I think it looks alright now.
It'll look nice when it's
looks a bit Thunderbirdsy.
Thunderbirds. Who is your favourite? Are you a Scott man or a Virgil man? See, I'm a Virgil man.
Yeah. I think if I was up against the wall, no, that sounds a bit rude. If I was up against the wall,
oh, I say,
very bacchanalian. I'd go with Scott, I think.
Would you?
Yeah. Scott used to like brains, though.
I think I got it. No, I haven't got it.
I used to love Thunderbirds. The one that always sticks out in my mind is the one with crocodiles, you know, where they put all the chemicals in the water and they...
Do you know what? That is funny you should say that, because that was the episode that I was thinking about. Because wasn't there some boys that were on, like, scooters pretending to be Thunderbirds?
No, that was something else, wasn't it? Yeah, that was another one. They got trapped, didn't they?
Oh,
they
right.
made like
it's the crocodile one you're on about?
Yeah. Right, bring the camera in here, look. See, look, I just bent a basic bit up of I don't know, presume that's 1mm aluminium. Bent that up and bolted that onto the back with the little flange bolts. I don't know if you call them flange bolts. Done the same with the extinguisher, look. But the trouble is, I had to bring that down. I would like that to come out the back, but you can't. It's got to go down, and then I just put the switch in the back there. That comes through there. That'll then go into the same braided protection as the extinguisher is, and then that'll all run on. And then what I'll do then is I've got to drill a hole in that bracket. I'd put 2 riv nuts in there first, but I've changed my mind, and then I've just put 2 riv nuts in either end for that bracket to bolt through, and then used an existing stud that was for the console that goes in there, and then I've put a riv nut in that one for this one there, and then that just and then there'll be a hole through there with a grommet in it, and a hole through there, and then that should probably come through the side, and then I should cable tie it to the extinguisher pipe that goes along the edge there. Right, and neaten that all up, and I'm thinking about putting the car horn there as well.
Yeah, you're saying, yeah.
Obviously, I don't think well, I should be able to reach it. I don't know. I see how I get on.
So, do you still have a car horn then?
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to have a car on.
Well, why is that? Because you're not going to be like tooting people out of the way, are you?
Yeah, if you're in the paddock and you're going through and there's someone in the way, it's like, oi, come on! Shift your ass! Yeah, so that's about it. That's about it with that. Do we need to go over that anymore?
No.
No? What about the extinguisher? Because I've changed my mind.
Let's move on to that because
it was going in the back,
originally it was going to sit in the back there, wasn't it? Because you can see that little well in the back. Yeah. You thought that was going to sit in there lovely.
But we can't put it in there. It's got to go to one side of it. And then by the time it was all run through, I've basically rerouted it, and then with the holes that I'd already drilled for I'm going to put one over the top of the driver now. So I've got
let me come up where you are.
So I've run it up the edge there, look.
Right.
From this side, I've teed off there. That's the original part where it come through, so I've teed into it there, and then I've run a bit of tube over to that one, and then put the extinguisher there.
Right.
Because I've also put a foot plate in, the same foot plate in there for the passenger side as well. because obviously there's, you know, you need somewhere to put your feet.
Yeah.
It lifts your feet up slightly higher, so when the seat's in, your legs are sitting over the top
will
of
just
that.
straddle over the top of the extinguisher.
I bought a
and the extinguisher doesn't get hot or anything.
No.
And it doesn't like.
So I've bought a co-driver's foot plate as well to put there for the passenger ride, so you've got somewhere to put your feet, because there isn't anywhere to put your feet because the seat's quite a way back. It's not like here. There isn't anywhere to, you know, the other way of doing it would probably put a bit of aluminium angle iron on there so your heel could sit on it. But I thought that was a bit dodgy, so I've bought a co-driver's footrest for there. And this extinguisher, the other thing, shall I come round? I'll come round,
Yeah,
shall I?
come round, mate.
I'll come round. I'm coming round. Now the extinguisher, because you've got all these dips and dops in the floor, look, I've put the plate in and I've spaced it with washers, and I think that looks really crap. So what I'm going to do
What
is...
have you done?
I'll see if I can take that out without... too much hassle. Should be able to. Yeah. Right, I've put the plates in for the extinguisher, but I've spaced them by using washers, and I think that looks really naff. So I've bought some Delron squares, so I'm going to cut a square out in plastic and then cut out all these little indentates, so then the square that's left round goes round these little bits that are sticking up, so then it makes it the same height as that.
Right.
And then out of that should make it a bit neater. I mean, I'm hoping that just one piece would be big enough actually. Just cut it out of there. So I use the old dirty finger trick to mark the paper and then cut a template out in paper and then put it on that and then cut that out, and then that should sit all without the washers, because I think it just looks cheap and shit.
Well, to be honest, I think you're being fussy again.
Well, yeah, but I like being fussy.
I think you're being fussy again because I think that looks good to me, but there you go. It's functional, does the job.
So that's that then, really. I think we're up to date now. Well, I've finished I've done the shocks as well. I've changed those bushes that we needed to put in the top. I've done them and I've put them in and re-drilled that hole and fixed all them in.
Oh,
So they're all finished now. They're all in now, ready.
To adjust the shock ride.
Shock line. And of course, what knob dropped a bit of metalwork on the back of the thing, and I've chipped a lump of paint out, so we can do a little bit on, you know, rubbing that down, filling it, and just spot painting it in.
Right. Yeah, I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now.
Oh yeah. No, the extinguisher. What?
Before I forget, well, no, you go on if you've got something to say.
Yeah. No, it's just the. I'll make some more noise, shall I? Look, I've got that wire and loom run round more or less where it's got to go for this switch thingy. So then I'm just going to cable tie it to there. And it wasn't heat shrink. It was heat resistant coating. I've put that on there. Look, so that's all heat resistant. So fire doesn't affect it. So I'll cable tie it to there, and then I'm going to run some 6mm P clips. Can go in between there, and then the scuttle can go on top of that. And then obviously then they can plug into the switches underneath. And that can go on. And then there's a black thing that I dropped on the floor there. That's got to go on it there like that.
I see you upgraded your boxer shorts over Christmas.
I have, yes. See, and then that goes on there like that, you see, and then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and then that'll go on there, and yeah.
Right.
So I'll film that next time.
Okay.
Is there anything else that I've done?
Well, there is, because if I point the camera over it, it'll remind you.
Oh yes, yes. Now, the Comline discs we put on, didn't we? Saying, oh, you have the coating on us now. They've been on this. I think they've been on longer than the front ones, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're the treated Comline ones, discs, right?
Right.
And these are standard mini discs, and that's just sitting in a damp, cold workshop over Christmas. Look how rusty they are.
Yeah.
Comline ones aren't.
Yeah.
So that's just proved the point, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at that difference.
It's miles difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And of course that's something you can put on a road car, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're not that much more expensive.
No, they're the same price.
Same sort of price.
Yeah.
So if you've
No,
got like
Brian,
alloy wheels,
I mean,
that
I
are
know
quite
they're
open,
probably.
you've got open alloy wheels.
Where you've got your discs, obviously. If you know that will wear that bit where the brake disc is. I mean the brake pad is. That'll wear that bit, but all this other bit will still have that coating on it, so it won't rust.
Yeah. But the thing is though, once you use your brakes,
Yeah.
it takes it off.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
Yeah.
Discs can look like that.
Yeah. See, because before I've always painted that middle bit. I've taped it all off and painted that middle bit. And even painted that outer edge. I've painted that.
Yeah. But then it only takes the bust off where the brake pads are.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Looks so much better.
It does, doesn't it?
I mean,
I'm even tempted to buy Comline ones to put on the front there for me.
I mean, you know, if you've got...
I mean, it's a shame we can't use them on the race car because we've got to use mini spec ones.
Yeah. But I mean, if you had quite, you know, like 5-spoke alloys where you see the discs, what a difference!
Yeah.
What a difference!
Yeah. So come on, Comline, give us some suspension arms and legs and everything, and we can test them on the car when we're racing it. We can give you updates on it, and you can take them all back, and you can stress test them and all that.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm very well impressed with that. That's a good idea. Of course, you don't have to clean them off as well when you put them on. You put them straight on. Where before on these other ones, you have to take the coating off of them with a brake cleaner before you put them on.
Yeah.
But with them, you don't. You see, so.
Yeah, massive difference.
Yeah, I want to have ordered the rear spoiler as well, but there's a waiting time on that. So in the next episode, I'm hoping to get, or the episode after, I want to get the roof painted black. So we could go into that in detail because black's a complete arse of a colour of paint because it shows up everything.
Yeah.
Because then I want to paint that black, and then we want to put the Minis and Motorbikes thing on the top, don't we? So, yeah.
Okie doke.
So what do you reckon?
Well,
are we there now? The other thing. Yes. Shall I meet you around the other side?
I'll meet you around the other side.
Meet you around the other side. Right. Come here. There's more. Now look, you see this bit at the back of the seat? Look, come round here and into this bit here, Mark. Look, see the back of that seat? There's a lot of flex in there, and it seems to be all right at the moment when I've been sitting in it. It doesn't flex, but the seat is actually going back further for me. It's going to go back onto these fronts, so it's going to go back that much further. So with that overhang, that's going to make that back end flex. So I'm going to make a bit of aluminium up.
I see what you mean.
Do you see what I mean?
That amount of flex, yeah.
So what I've got a bit of aluminium there, look. And that's the right distance to go in between. Yeah. So I've marked it up, so I've just got to cut that bit out there. So I need to get a bandsaw really. That bit there has got to go, and that bit.
Right.
So I'm going to bandsaw that out.
And then that'll drop.
And that'll drop behind it, and that'll drill through the floor, and then we bolt it through the floor, and that should stop that flexing. We did that before with the Renault 5 actually, because I'm tall. The normal positions, it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right. Now.
What?
I know you talked about it earlier, but that lap counter.
Yeah.
So the lap counter's going to go on that centrepiece.
Yeah. So I can reach.
How does it work?
GPS. So that GPS module sticks in the car.
Yeah.
So I'll probably put it under the dash, somewhere up there behind the dash.
Yeah.
And then that'll go on the thing, and that just picks up a GPS signal, and it tracks the circuit as you're driving around. So obviously over about 5 lap, it picks up the actual circuit, your lines, because your lines should be semi consistent. And then that takes the difference between all of them, and then that works out your the lap, the circuit, the drawing of the circuit, and then it works out your lap times, and then it gives you your fastest, your slowest, what your one before was, and your average and everything else. I think it was like 70. It wasn't even. I think it was about 70 quid. But I've had it ages. They've updated it since then. But yes, GPS.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right, thanks for watching everybody. I'm sorry it was just the going over stuff again. That's all we seem to be doing at the moment. I promise next episode we're show us making something. I think I'll have a go at making that spacer for the Extinguisher. Mark's absolutely beside himself because he's not been in it at all, the Napoleon complex and all that,
Oi.
But yeah, hopefully he'll be back with us full compass mentis next episode. So if we go down there at the little black circle, that takes you to everything that we do, all the episodes. And if you go to the little square, which is about there, that'll take us to the Thinking It Better interview I did with Ian Travers. And have a look at that. That's quite interesting. Just a little bit of info on me and where we've been and what we've done.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.